Hey friendos! Today I'm working on King Mittens and his costume design. He's another character that was designed forever ago for the 9-point prologue or issue number 1. And so yeah, I'm basically just taking him, making some changes because some time has passed and he needs a new outfit. And I even get to recycle a piece of his design. He had this big cloak for his initial design that I made, but we didn't use it in the prologue because he's standing around in a nursery with his little newborn kitten. So we were like, why would he wear a big cape if he's just hanging out in a nursery with his wife and baby? So we scrapped it, but I now get to use it. So yay! I love when I have things prepped. It makes stuff so much easier in the future. Future Ursula is very happy. So super easy, just working on his design. Basically, we're like, okay, he just needs a new tunic for the new time he's in. Yeah, so. Man, prep work is great. Let me tell you. I think it's prep work when you're doing it really sucks. Because you're like, why do I have to do this extra stuff that won't even matter until later? And maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm an instant gratification junkie. I mean, I guess that's common, but I don't know. I'm always grumpy when I have to sit forever and do prep work, and then it turns out a bunch of it isn't gonna get used, and it's really hard because you have to design stuff and use your brain and think about stuff, and half the time I'm I don't want to do this. Flips table, leaves, drinks a soda pop. But what's great is when you have all this stuff prepped and you get to the point where you need to use it, it's just so great. It's like with the cape. I didn't have to design too much of a new outfit. I had the groundwork already there to save myself time in the future. So yeah, prep work for your comic is great. It'll pay off, even though it's hard and sometimes feels like you're pulling your teeth out. It sucks. But don't worry, it'll work out in the end. You keep working hard. And there's so much stuff in comics that's like that, where you've written out your script, or you have this idea for a plot point, and you don't get to show it to anyone for years. It's the worst. Because, Bones and I, we had this a lot with, Sovereign. Heck, we have this with all of our comics, where we'll have, all this stuff written out. We're oh, this big reveal is gonna happen, and everyone's gonna be shocked. And we know about it, and we're in love with this character, because, they've got this big cool reveal that's gonna happen, but it doesn't happen for, 4 years. And no one knows about it, and no one cares, except for us. We have to just sit on our hands and be but it is great when someone, guesses a future plot point in the comments on your comic, and you're I want to tell you that you're right, but I can't. But yeah, but the prep work pays off in the end. So write your scripts out, you comic writer or writer/artist, you do your design work, plan your stuff. It's very important for your sanity later down the line. And I guess when it comes to holding on to plot points and being excited about stuff and hyping yourself up to get to these big reveals, because you have to keep your motivation up for the 4 years before the big exciting thing happens. I mean, there should always be exciting stuff happening in your comic, because Bones talked about that in his plot video, where it's everything that happens in your story should be important and be building on the narrative. But there's definitely plot points that will make you a lot more excited than other ones, because a lot of them, sometimes you're just laying down the groundwork for the important stuff later. See how that works? That prep work? Ooh. But yeah, you have to keep motivated to get to those really exciting points. And I think it's really great having a partner, for me at least, because it's I have someone who knows all the plot points, and we can talk about it and stay excited about it. We'll be oh my god, I can't wait to show people this part, and Bones is oh my god, I know. I wonder how they'll react, and we get to giggle about it. Whereas I feel if you're on your own and you don't want to spoil it for other people, it can be really tough. Because I run into that with, like, a lot of stories I work on by myself, like when I'm writing a novel or something, where I'm like, I want to tell people about this, but no one will care, because I'm the only one who cares about this project right now. So yeah, it definitely can be tough to, like, keep up your motivation when there's no one to, like, giggle with. So, like, find a best bud to talk about your excitement with. I mean, you probably already do, but anyways, I find that's a very, like, wonderful part about having a comic partner. Let me say, I really admire people who do the writing and art for their comics. Like, I talked a little bit about this on my last vlog last week. I was talking about the whole controversy between, like, who works harder, artists or writers, and, like, it's all hard, honestly. Like, it's all hard work. Creative work is tough, and it's very thankless, because there's always people telling you, like, oh, you know, writing is stupid, or art is stupid, or go get a real job, and that can be really, like, demoralizing, and make you want to quit, and it can make you feel really insecure, and doubt yourself. Like, I go through that all the time, where I'm like, I should quit, it's all terrible, but it's like, no, I gotta keep going. And, like, and the act of, like, writing and drawing, they're both really hard. Like, there's so much thought and, like, study that goes into them, because, like, I used to think, like, writing was super easy back when I first started, when I was, like, because I was, like, I'd read books and I'd be like, I could do that, and then when I was, like, 15 and sat down to write down a book, I was like, oh my god, this is terrifying. And I still run into that. Like, the more I find that I research into writing, the more, like, terrifying it is, because there's, like, so many things you have to juggle. You have to remember all the plot points, or, like, you have to make sure that, like, everything pays off, and, like, you're building towards something, and, like, whenever I listen to Bones' videos, I'm like, oh my god, how does he do this? How does he do it? How? But the thing is, like, no buts. I don't want to say but, because I feel like it would disregard everything I just said about writing. So, the same thing applies to art, where it's like, there's all these, like, hours of study you have to put into it, and you have to understand, like, anatomy and perspective and the principles of art and design, and you have to balance all this stuff and do it a million times over for different comic pages. And, like, I think I take for granted, like, all the stuff, like, all the work I put into being an artist, because, like, as someone who, like, just focuses on art and who dabbles in writing every once in a while, it's very easy for, like, I don't know, I lose my perspective on it sometimes, where I'm like, sometimes art looks super easy to me, because I'm like, I've been through the weeds, and I've learned all these lessons, so I just kind of take for granted that I have all this, like, knowledge and skill under my belt, and then sometimes I look at writing and I'm like, that's super scary, and then sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh, this looks really easy, I get it, and, like, yeah, it's just kind of back and forth on, like, how I feel about them, but they're both hard, and they're both cool, and, like, I think I'm getting away from my original point, which is that people who do it all are, like, amazing. Like, I totally admire you people. So Bones and I were also talking about this, like, we were discussing more on, like, the writing and art thing. He was like, I really admire artists, because if you're one person working on a webcomic, or, like, you're the one artist working on a webcomic, you're doing the job of a whole team. So, like, if you are doing the pencils, the inks, the colors, you're doing layouts, there's usually, if you look at, say, like, a publishing house or something, or, like, Marvel or DC, there's, like, a team of people who are individually doing those things. Like, you have one colorist, and you have a separate penciler, and a separate inker, and someone who does the lettering. Like, there's so many different, like, jobs within that. And if you're doing that all on your own, like, heck, that's so many different skills that you have to, like, be really good at. Or you at least have to, like, spend time at. So, yeah, he was like, people who do that are really amazing, and I admire them. And I was like, well, I admire people who do all that and do the writing as well, because, like, that's a whole other skill with a whole bunch of skill subsets in it. Because if you look at, like, say a TV show, they have a team of writers who are working on it at any given time. Like, that's people who do it all on their own. It's like, oh my god, that's amazing. Or, like, And I think, yeah, it's very easy to take your own skills for granted, or to, like, maybe disregard other people's skills because you don't understand, like, the complexity of it. Ew. But yeah, it's very easy to doubt yourself when you even comparing yourself to, like, other people's artwork, like, as an artist. It's very easy to, like, look at my comics and go, like, oh, these are no good, like, I'm bad at color, or I'm bad at inks or composition or something, and then it's like, wait. I am doing the work of a team. I should go easy on myself and not expect it to all come to me magically. So yeah, I guess my whole point of this ramble, I hope it's making sense. I hope it's a cohesive point. But I'm just saying, like, it's super easy to doubt yourself, and don't do it. Just believe in yourself and love your work and love people who work with you, I guess. Ooh. Like, I know I'm a super insecure artist, and I'm sure, like, lots of other people are. I mean, I know lots of people are, because, like, lots of you guys have left, like, really sweet comments on our videos, and, like, they fill my heart with love, because, like, so many people come and say, like, oh my god, I'm going through that too, like, I feel insecure about this too, or, like, I've had people say, like, oh, I'm a perfectionist as well, and, like, I really struggle with it, and it just, like, it makes me feel very, like, it makes me feel more normal, if that makes sense. I feel like, I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one who's like this. This is so, like, I'm very grateful to hear this, and that, like, I'm not alone in this. And I hope that I'm able to do that for you guys. I mean, it sounds like I am a little bit, I don't know. Being an artist is hard. And by artist, I'm speaking, like, generally. So, like, being a creative person is really hard. Because, like I said at the beginning, there's all these people who want to tell you that you're dumb, or that you shouldn't do it, or that it's a waste of time. And they're all silly. And don't listen to them. Because there's a bunch of us who are following our dreams, and you can too, and you got this, my friend. Oh, also, in this video, I finished my work on King Mittens, and I started working on a little raccoon kid called Flint, who is friends with Marble. He's not friends with Marble, he's a bully, actually. So it was my first crack at his design. It's still in the works. Don't know how I feel about it yet. It's not quite there. But that's the cool part about design work, is you can always redo it. Yeah. What else should I talk about? I finished my magpie corrections. So from the Kickstarter that we did, we were fixing up all the pages for book 2, and I finally finished that earlier this week. Oh, and I was so happy to finally be out of editing, because, like, I talked about it in the last video, but I get super critical of myself when I'm in editing mode, and it gets really bad, and it degrades my belief in my work quite a bit. So I'm very thankful to be, like, out of that, and now I'm in, like, the creation stages, where I get to start making bonus content for Magpie Book 2, and I'm gonna start working on the cover soon, and hopefully we'll get this thing out to print super quick. Yeah. So that's really exciting. In other life news, I finally own my car. I've been spending, like, the past several weekends working with a mechanic / family friend to get my car in working order, because it's, like, an old junker, and we finally got it to, like, pass the safety test, and now I own a car, so I'm really happy. I don't have to spend any more time on it, because I was super stressful, and took up a lot of time away from artwork, because I'd have to spend, like, a whole day out of town working on it to get, like, a good price on it. But it's done, and I'm really happy. Yay. What else? Oh, my kittens. So one of our kittens was really sick. Not super sick. He has a little upset tummy for a while. So we had him on medication from the vet and on special food, and he's finally starting to feel better, and we got him groomed. We got our 2 little kittens groomed, and now they're beautiful and soft again. And so that's nice, and they've been hanging out more, because we had to, like, separate them while he was, like, healing and, like, getting better. So now they get to come out and play again, have fun. So that's been filling my days with joy. It's just little kittens running around. I feel like I've been worried. You know what? I shouldn't do this. I was gonna be like, I feel like I'm not making content that people want to see, or, like, maybe there's stuff I'm not covering about comics that people want to see. But I was reading through comments today, and it seems like you guys have been enjoying the content, maybe? So, like, let me know if there's, like, other stuff that I haven't talked about that you want to see, because I'd love to, like, I've been thinking about going and doing, like, some research about comics again, and just, like, reading everything I can find about comics to see if, like, maybe there's stuff I'm missing in my work that I haven't been thinking about. So maybe I'll go do some reading and think up some more cool topics. Yeah. But who knows, maybe there's something that I've totally missed that people want to hear about, so just let me know what you guys want to hear about with comics and stuff, or art in general. I'm happy to talk about it. Ooh, I need to stop doubting myself. Silly Gray. Gosh. Did a whole rant about believing in myself, and then I went to the pity party corner, take off the pity party hat, and go get to work and snuggle a kitten. Okay. I should stop. But yeah, I read through a bunch of comments today, and it made me feel really great, and I'm really grateful that people are watching this and enjoying the content that Bones and I make. I'm really happy his writing videos have been, like, inspiring you guys and helping you guys. I'm really happy that, like, a lot of my art videos have been, like, relatable, I hope. So yeah, just thank you guys for all the kind words. I love reading through your comments. It just brightens my day and makes me feel good and makes me want to make more stuff. So yeah, just thank you so much for being wonderful and sweet. And good luck with all your projects. Mwah. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. And if you'd like to see more cool content about webcomics and writing and dealing with self-doubt, please make sure to subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!